What is going on, beautiful people? I hope you are having an amazing day. Welcome back to another episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. I'm your host, Jay Nixon. And if you know anything about me or you've listened to this show for any amount of time, you know that my goal is to help you live your happiest, healthiest life while on the quest to cure obesity. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I am immensely grateful that you spend your time listening to me rant and ramble about all things health, wellness, abundance, and opportunity. It absolutely means the world to me. Today's episode is sponsored by my brand new weight loss transformation program called Flex. Flex stands for a flexible lifestyle eating and exercise program. And my promise is this: it will be the last program you ever need to purchase. It is a weight loss program that is not a diet. I know that just blew your mind. This is not a diet. There's no pills, potions, or false promises that you have to purchase. There's no fad, no covers of magazines, no doctors in lab coats. This is real deal lifestyle transformation that is going to change your life forever. You will never need to do another diet. You're going to get expert level support and accountability. You're going to get transformative information about how to eat, when to eat, what to eat. There's 3 reasons that people struggle with weight loss. It's too much, too often, or the wrong combination. They're either eating too much food, too often, or they're eating the wrong combinations. And I'm going to help you fix all 3 of those. Thousands of people just like you have ditched the depressive diet roller coaster, have come on board with the Thrive Forever Fit Flex program and are transforming their lives. We've got clients that have lost 10 pounds in the first 7 days, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. We've got clients that are over 130 pounds down. Guys, I promise you, this is the last program you'll ever need to purchase. And I am more than honored to offer it to you so that I can help you on your journey. All right, let's get to the show. This week's episode is from a clip that I took from my Wellness Lab Launchpad free training. So first and foremost, if you're not a member of my free Facebook group, the Wellness Lab Launchpad, you got to get yourself over there right now. Just go to thriveforeverfit.com. You'll see a giant box in the middle of the page. Click the orange button. We'll let you in. It is a community of like-minded people together trying to become the best versions of ourselves with fitness, nutrition, mindset, and all of the amazing things that make life matter. These 2 questions that I received were so powerful that I wanted to share them with you. They're going to be really beneficial for helping you with your weight loss journey. So make sure you tune into these, take some notes, and share them with a friend. I think you're going to really love these. Jay, how many meals and snacks should one eat? So really, great question, but also a tough question to answer. I look at life, I look at food from a very different perspective than most people. I look at food as a source of fuel. I don't look at it as a comfort thing. It has no emotional value. There's no feelings associated with it. I look at it from the perspective of, I need the appropriate amount of calories and protein and fat to be able to perform at my highest level during the day, both physically and cognitively, psychologically and emotionally, and all of that. So food for me is a source and a resource that allows me to do the things that I need to do during the day. It's nothing more, nothing less. So I can tell you what I do. I eat 2 meals a day inside of my fasting window, and oftentimes I don't snack at all. So what I find is that people who think they require a snack usually have a dysfunctional relationship with food. And I know that's a crazy and bold statement to say, but people who believe that they have to snack, that's a cultural thing. That's something that we have created through advertising and marketing, because if you look at things that most people snack on, they're not even real food. They're food-like products. Chips, crackers, anything out of a box or a bag, cookies, all of those things. It's not even real food. It's lab-made food-like products that really provide us with no nutritional value. So the question is, why am I consuming something that doesn't provide me with nutritional value if my reasoning for consuming that is to not be hungry, because chemicals don't satisfy hunger. They might fill the stomach for a minute, but it's actually just going to cause you more gastrointestinal issues than it is anything else. It's going to cause you more systemic inflammation than it is anything else. And so you have to look at that snack as, do I really even need this? Now, on the days that I do snack, the question I always get is, Jay, what do you snack on? So I make what I call a protein sludge or a protein pudding. So I basically take 5 scoops of my elite protein, I put it in a Tupperware dish, and then I just add water and I stir, kind of like I'm getting ready to bake a cake. And it makes it, and once I get the consistency of like a cake batter or a brownie batter, I put the lid on the Tupperware, I put it in the refrigerator, and that is my snack or my additional protein source anytime I feel like I need something. Basically go to the fridge, take it out, open the lid, get a spoon, take 2 or 3 bites of that, which is just pure protein. And that gives me the fix that I need, but it's also giving me protein. It's not a food-like product that my body's going to have to figure out, what is this chemical? How did this get into this form? Blah, blah, blah. And or I always in my refrigerator have hard-boiled eggs. I always have steak that's cut up into bite-sized pieces, chicken that's cut up into bite-sized pieces, salmon that's cut up into bite-sized pieces. And if I need a snack, I go to the refrigerator and I grab that just like the normal person would go grab crackers, chips, cookies, and snack like foods. But I don't always do that. But as long as I'm within my feeding window, which for me is about a 6-hour window, then if I eat one meal and I get all the caloric intake that I need for that day, that would be perfectly fine for me. I'm not married to the meal. Like, I'm not married to the breakfast, lunch, and dinner protocol that we got trained upon when we came out of the womb, because our parents were trained upon it and everybody. I'm just not married to that. Like, people ate for different reasons decades ago, right? You know what I mean? Like, our ancestors ate for different reasons. Our grandparents ate for different reasons. They ate for fueling. They ate because they were going to go work on the farm all day long, right? That's why they ate breakfast every morning, is because they weren't coming back till dinner. So that giant breakfast had to satisfy them for the whole day, because when you're out on the back 40, you're not coming home for a taco, you're not running the Taco Bell, right? That's a modern convenience that we have, which is one of the many issues that we have currently with our state of affairs when we look at obesity rates, disease states, and how we manage food. And so, how many meals should you eat per day? I would break that down into, what does my caloric intake need to be for the day to sustain the quality of life that I am desiring to sustain? And if that needs to have snacks in there, then snacks. But I think when I get a question like this, it's usually around a fad diet, because here's what diet coaches will tell you. So here's what I do, guys. Let me break this down really quick. I use fitness and nutrition, right? As a nutritionist, as a guy who's been in the fitness world for 30 years, worked with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of clients on every continent, probably not every continent, I don't think we've ever had Antarctica, most continents of the world, multiple countries. Here's what I know. Most people have been programmed by our marketing world to eat very poorly. And what I mean by that is they've been programmed to chase diet to diet to diet to diet to diet. And so what I do is a little bit of something different. Yes, I can teach you what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, what foods are good for you. If you have a medical condition, what foods to avoid, what foods to add, what supplements to use. I know pharmaceuticals. I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry. I've worked in hospitals, medical research. I just interviewed a spine doctor today, and we had the most in-depth conversation about clinical data when it comes to spine surgery. I am a nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff, and it's all I care about, all I read. I don't read Harry Potter. I don't read Charlie Potter. I don't read any of the Potters. I don't read anything that doesn't have to do with the science of the human body and the human brain. And so therefore, I don't lie to my clients and my customers and the people that work with me. I'm never going to promote a diet to you and tell you it's going to fix your problems. Because if it has the word diet in it, 99.9% of the time it is going to fail you. because it's gonna be built on a house of cards that is predicated on just getting you to say yes to starting the diet, and then nobody's gonna give a shit about it once it gets kicked off. There's gonna be 3 meals and 2 snacks. All right, it's gonna be every 3 meals. You know why they do 3 meals and 2 snacks? Because they know that we're addicted to food. They know all we want to do is eat. And if I tell you it's not 3 meals and 2 snacks, what are you going to be? You're going to be like, I will starve to death, Jay, you psychopath, right? You're going to think somebody's crazy if they tell you that 3 meals and 2 snacks is probably too much food. So I've got a belief system. We are in a nutritional minefield based on too much, too often, and the wrong combination. We eat too often, we eat too much, and we eat the wrong combination of foods. And I don't believe that any food is off limits. I don't believe in deprivation. I don't believe in starvation. I don't believe that you shouldn't eat this. I don't believe that you should eat that. I believe that the creation of a lifestyle that you can live with forever is the only way that you're going to have success with your health and fitness. If you continue to go down the road of diet after diet after diet after diet after diet, you are going to consistently have a little bit of success and then a lot of failure. And it's the roller coaster we've all been on forever. Look around, go outside, go to an airport, go to a mall. It will scare the pants off of you. And so we've got to get off the roller coaster. We've got to get out of the cycle of fad diet after fad diet after fad diet after fad diet after fad diet. We just have to. It's the only way you're ever going to have real success. So when I get a question like how many meals, how many snacks, it's an unanswerable question because you're thinking in the wrong terms, right? What are you eating during those meals? What are you eating during those snacks? How many calories is it? How much protein are you getting? Right? And what are your goals? What do you want? Do you need to lose 50 pounds? If you need to lose 50 pounds, it's going to be a slightly different protocol than somebody who needs to gain 50 pounds. So the question is really tough to answer, but what we need to do is ask a different question. How many meals and snacks should one eat if one desires this outcome? And then this is where I'm at. What should I be doing? That's why there's no one size fits all protocol. There's no one size fits all, eat this amount of calories per day, eat this much per day, eat these exact foods per day, and you will have success. It doesn't exist. You can't do it. That's why every time you go after this new fad diet, it ends up being a mind-blowing, overwhelm, and chaotic scenario, and you just quit. Like, ask how many diets have we quit? How many diets have you started and quit? One of my craziest things I deal with is somebody will come to me and say, Jay, I think I'm about to start Weight Watchers for the 27th time. Well, if Weight Watchers worked, guys, you wouldn't start it for the 27th time. You would have done it the first time and then developed a lifestyle around that system that made you healthy and wealthy and fit for the rest of your life. Make sense? You wouldn't keep stopping and starting it if it was sustainable. The reason diets fail is because they're not sustainable. Deprivation is not sustainable. Starvation is not sustainable. You've got to create a lifestyle that you can live with for the rest of your life that provides you the results that you're willing to tolerate for the rest of your life. That's the only way it works. You guys are thinking, how in the blue hell did you go off on this tangent when I just asked how many meals and snacks to eat? It's because I understand the real question. Like I understand the real question behind that. And it's not how many meals and snacks should we be eating. All right, let's go to the next question. I'll probably go off on another tangent, saddle up, get some water. I may need some more water. Jay, can you talk about protein? I was told that you need casein to build muscle. This is one of the things that pisses me off. Jay, I was told I need casein to build muscle. I'm confused. I also know that you have protein that you sell. What makes that different? What makes that special? So I can definitely talk about protein. Let me backstory this really quick. When I was a baby, when I was young in my life, I worked for the largest supplement company in the world. The world, nobody bigger. We sold more protein on a minute-to-minute basis than every other company sold the entire year. We would sell semi-trucks full of protein every single day.
So I know protein like the back of my hand. I've been in multiple labs, multiple manufacturing facilities across the country. So I know what protein is what's good, what's not, why casein is even casein. So you're about to get some truth that you're probably going to hate. Here's the truth. I was told I need casein to build muscle. Whoever told you that, I want you to go to your phone right now, and I want you to, I think maybe you swipe left or right, and I want you to delete the contact. I'm kidding. Don't do that. But whoever told you that doesn't have the right information, right? They've been marketed to and they've been lied to. Here's the thing about casein. Casein will be marketed as muscle building, slow digesting protein that you should take before you go to bed so you can feed your muscles all night long and it'll make you strong. Guys, it's marketing 101. And the truth is, the company I work for, we sold casein as well, and we marketed it the exact same way. This was back in the early 90s. The nutrition industry has been lying to you since the beginning of time. It is a multi-trillion dollar, $5 trillion industry. They don't become a $5 trillion industry by telling you the truth. Here's the deal with casein. Casein is virtually non-digestible. I'm going to say that again. Casein is virtually non-digestible. So here's how protein is made. You get dairy, you get milk, you put it into these vats, and as the protein starts to separate, you get different layers of protein. You get protein isolate, you get protein concentrate, and then you get this last piece of the puzzle, which is casein. And so say I own a nutrition company that I make protein. And this last piece of stuff, kind of crappy. It's shitty, for lack of a better term. It's the bottom of the barrel, worst part of the process of creating protein. And I say to myself, hey, I could do the right thing. I could just throw this away. It's garbage. Or somebody in the back says, hey, what if we just said it's slow digesting? What if we don't say it's virtually ridiculously hard to digest? It's going to cause the body massive amounts of inflammation, and it's basically garbage. What if we don't say that? What if we say it's slow to digest? And therefore, if it's slow to digest, then it's going to kind of feed your muscles all night long. And somebody said, Gary, that is genius. And they gave Gary a raise. But Gary's full of shit. It's a worthless product. I would not sell a casein. I wouldn't sell it to you for a penny. And so the answer is no, you don't need casein. Here's what you need to know about protein. And here's what makes my protein different. And I'm not going to try to sell you my protein, but here's what makes it different. Go to a nutrition store today. Go to Amazon today. Go to your pantry today. Get a protein, turn it around and look at the label. You are going to see 15 to 30 different ingredients in 99% of the proteins on the market. Most of those ingredients are going to be chemicals that you cannot pronounce, you can't spell, you've never heard of, and you don't know what they are. It's because they were created in a lab, and you're not a lab rat. You're not an experiment. So most of the proteins on the market are actually doing you more harm than good. You'd be better off taking no protein supplement at all than you would to be taking most of the proteins on the market, because they're full of chemicals, they're full of toxic artificial sweeteners, toxic artificial colors, all kind of nonsense that you don't even know what it is. My protein has 4 ingredients. That's it. No chemicals, no artificials, no nothing. One of the flavors actually has 3 ingredients. You know why? Because it's pure protein. You should not be sold chemicals. You should not be sold a bottle of nonsense that's going to actually do you more harm than good. So flip around the bottle, flip around the protein you're using, and count the number of ingredients. If you can't say or spell every ingredient on that panel under other ingredients, then you should throw that away. You should never take it. And you should just eat real protein. You should go buy yourself a steak. You should go buy yourself a piece of salmon. You should go buy yourself a chicken. Go buy yourself a chicken and eat all the eggs. Like, that's what you should be using for your protein. But if you are going to use a protein supplement, make sure that it's not full of chemicals and toxins and all kind of nonsense, because it's just doing you more harm than good. The only reason that I came out with my own line of supplements is because I wanted to trust the products that I was taking. I was selfish. I did it for selfish reasons. I didn't do it to sell. I did it because I was selfish. I wanted to have access to the cleanest, purest products on the planet. And based on my relationships that I have in the nutritional world, I was able to create my own line of supplements that I wanted to take. Selfish. But then I said, listen, I'm going to make these and take these. I'll offer them to my clients as well. And that's why we have what we have today. So flip your labels around. Stop taking chemicals and nonsense. Most things you'd be better off not taking anything at all.
Before you go, I'd just like to say thank you again for listening to the Thrive Forever Fit podcast and watching on YouTube. It means the absolute world to me. And if you would do me one favor, and that is simply subscribe and review this podcast on whatever platform it is that you enjoy it on, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, doesn't matter. I would absolutely be so grateful and so thankful if you do that for me. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you again next week with an awesome episode. Bye.